Assalamu alaikum, and welcome, brothers and sisters, to Touch Bases. One of my former episodes, which was my very first episode, Basis of Shrine, leads me to what I'm wearing on my head. Question: is it necessary for a Muslim to be 35 or 50 years old before he wears the fez? Ask some Moors of the Moorish Science Temple of America and see what they tell you. Okay, now this discussion is about war. Pol Pot, born Saloth Sar, was a Cambodian revolutionary who led the Khmer rule from 1963 until 1997. He became the leader of Cambodia on 17 April 1975. He was a totalitarian. Forced labor farms and projects were the order of the day. Forced labor farms and forced labor projects were the order of the day. Out of his 8 million people in his country, 1 to 3 million died in a period of 4 years because of him. Similar to the rule of democracy in the U.S., Pol Pot, after his first rule, was sent. Same as authorities we have in place here in the U.S., the same as our president of today, who had power over money, was sent to a place in Cambodia where he had full executive powers to destroy rebel groups fighting against the government. He did most of this with ease. Will President Donald Trump do the same thing? Not calling our president far left, but far right. Who is causing the war in North Korea, the leftists or the far right? Now that we have touched bases on what is learned here, is their God stars with people? Every human being has a chemical makeup or genealogy, meaning they come from elements, or can be considered as a power or force different from all other beings created equal, able to die, but had the ability to be more effective because of the chemical and genealogical makeup, meaning God. In the Middle East, we are not the terrorists. We like you, but not the things you do as a race of people that beat and have hung us and find no need for us until you are without the North Koreans, until you are without food, clothing, shelter, a means of power or force, a genealogical, chemical formulation or opinion, a mindset, an ability to do anything about the situation you're in, nor do you have the knowledge of how to get yourself out of the situation you're in without someone whom you have harmed, whom you have slew, and whom you have killed without them being any of your own people, and have and are continuing to do so the same way as you say world leaders all over the world, in the Middle East, in North Korea, in other places, including Saudi Arabia, continue to destroy and kill their own people. if you are unable to make the right decisions when the situation is effective in a certain amount of time or period in which most games in the United States of America are played within a time limit, and you become ineffective, then you are disabled. The North Koreans can't choose left or right because they supply what is left, and that is us as the American people. It is a symbol, black and white, and sometimes other colors that represent the secrets of life, and you hate them like you hate yourselves because you fear what you already know, not what you don't know. Now, in this time, I would like to bring up the Sultanate of Oman, in which I said that I was in the Commonwealth and that I were the Sultan. Also, in another one of my videos, I said that this is Dongolia, a small province of Africa. And if I was the Sultan of Oman, the Sultan of Oman coup d'etat his father and overthrew his power, the same way as Colonel Gaddafi overthrew Libya and ruled it for 40 years in a time of depression. In Mongolia, there was merchants. The same way as in Mongolia, there are no economical values or trade in the city. The only thing they can do is drive people from one side of their city out to the other side of their city, back into their city and back out. Because there's nowhere to stay inside if you don't live there. It's just a small province of Africa, which is well respected because many people like to go through the city to look at all the sights while they're traveling through there and shop. It's like a big shopping mall. Or the District of Columbia. And of course, Cambodia, where Pol Pot was born, who was born in Oman. So, and of course, Cambodia, where Pol Pot was born. Now, Cambodia being the issue because we brought up two Muslim countries, Oman and Dongola, a small province in Africa. Cambodia, we don't know what religion the Oriental people are. They're Oriental. Most of them worship Buddha, but in a lot of Buddhist countries, they are Muslim, which is giving us the premonition of being a sultan. I may not be the sultan of Oman, but it's possible that I could have ties there. That means my mother may not be a Saudi Arabian, but my father could be African. My father may not be African, but my mother could be from another province of Saudi Arabia. She may not came from that country totally, but somewhere in her bloodline, she's an Indian. Somewhere in my father's bloodline, he's an African. So that would make me a Cambodian. Now, I go further. Who was born in Oman? So I'm going to read it again. Now, this time, I would like to bring up the Sultanate of Oman. Dongolia, a small province of Africa, and of course Cambodia, where Pol Pot was born. Who was born in Oman? Was it the Sultan? A. Was it me? B. Was it Pol Pot? C. How long ago was the Sultan of Oman Born. How long has it been since he was born to the planet Earth? Did he ever visit Dongolia? And how many square miles away from Oman is Cambodia? To all respected members who subscribe, write your email and ask in the name of Allah to be accepted by Him for keeping the guidelines for our birthright, in which others outside our community believe we do not have, and continue on in the fight against non-believers in whom deem it necessary to defraud. The first discussion was great. Being a Libra, you know I set everything on a scale, and weighing out things very cautiously gives me a greater advantage when I have more like what's the total population of colored people on the planet Earth. Did you know without people like Pol Pot, they have doubled or tripled their size, meaning if doubled, 1.4 billion. How many if there were 3 times as much? When man dies, that's what he failed to do. Only if man never lived again, he would never know the difference anyway. Therefore, if all the water on the earth has been taken up, does it take blood for man to realize that there's a God? If there's no water, and the body is made up of 70% of water to produce blood, but let me go further. We know it does. To live, why then would you be called half original? So of course it takes water to make blood, because the original man knew where the best water was. He dug wells. There was no working water fountains. There was no working water faucets. He dug in the ground, he found water. He went to the coast, he found water. He went to the springs, he found water. He went to the mountains, he found water. Then a dime and a penny for all who know the answer. So let me read it again. We know it does to live. And why would you be called half original? A dime and a penny for all who know the answer. Members only. Also, we are about to close, and just remember, don't always concern yourself with left or right so much, but the distance you could travel if you kept straight. Okay. Don't always concern yourself with left or right as much, but concern yourself more with the distance you could travel if you kept straight. Also, a man is known as 6 What is this name? If you add 6, 6. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Thanks for coming out to the Islamic Magic Sharia. God bless you. Thank you. And good night.